What is up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Now I'm inside the 2024 Honda Civic Type R FL5, and in today's episode I'm gonna give you guys a thorough tour of the interior features of the FL5 Type R. So without further ado, let's go ahead and take a closer look. 2024 Honda Civic Type R FL5. Let's go ahead and take an interior tour of this car. Okay, start with the back seats. Okay, so start with the rear door panel. Obviously it's black in color, nothing special right here on the top. However, the insert right here is a nice soft Alcantara material. Same thing on the armrest, very soft material. You got some red embroidery right there. Power window switch, door handle, door lock. Looks like a tweeter right there. And a small little pocket. Can't really fit much in there. And then this is probably another speaker right there. And take a look at the carpet. Evidently this is red. I like the color. Makes it a lot more sportier inside, in my opinion. But I mean, just look at that bright red color. You don't see that very often in cars. Okay, now talking about the rear seats. Rear seats are nothing special. This is the same material, I believe, as the base Civics. But over here in the embroidery right here, you got a nice red accent, I guess, to capture the color of the carpet. And speaking of red, seat belts are red as well. I like that feature. But it's just too bad the entire rear seats are not red. The center portion cup holders, they're right here on the bottom part of the seat. So technically this car is a 4-seater, not a 5-seater. So there is no center seat belt right there, as you can tell. Typically, I believe the base Civics, I think they have a fold down armrest right there. I'll have to double check that, but you know, here's your cup holders right here that's built into the bottom of the seat bottom. And take a look at the back side of the front seats from the rear passengers. You see this Type R right here that's built into the seat. It's almost like a, I don't know, molded plastic, I guess, but that's a very nice feature right there, Type R. So there is no mat pockets, definitely not on the driver's side. I know Honda never puts the mat pockets on the driver's side. They do usually put it on the passenger side, but there is no mat pockets on the back of these seats, by the way. And take a look at the back side of the rear console. It has 0 USB charging ports, by the way. So if you're in the market for some aftermarket floor mats for this Type R, go ahead and choose the no USB rear seat option. And just a quick view from the right rear passenger side. Okay, nothing noteworthy to mention, as we already discussed on the driver's side rear. Okay, so let's take a look at the passenger side front seat. Okay, so starting with the uppermost panel, the door panel, you got this strip right here. And you can't tell, but this is a very thin LED strip which provides red ambient lighting. So I'll give you guys a demonstration at nighttime of how this thing looks. It's very sharp. You got your door handle, door lock, window switch, door locks. And then this insert right here is carried from the back. Got a nice Alcantara insert. Same thing with the armrest, Alcantara. And then you got the red stitching as well. And then the door pocket, a lot bigger than the rear. And I think there's a cup holder right there. Looks like that's a speaker. There is no speakers right there up on the upper door. And as you can see, the red carpet carries through the front side as well. And I'm not quite sure what this access port is, so there's a little cutout. Okay, take a closer look at the dashboard. This is a really clean design. You got the honeycomb grille right there, and then you got your AC vents. So this is on close. Flip this, now it's open. You see those lines right there. You can change the direction here with this little knob, which is very nice. And all Civic Type Rs have individual number plaques. Mine is R21 to 11. Now, as far as the dashboard material is concerned, this is like kind of a soft, rubberish plastic. Not sure how to explain this, but it's a very nice texture. Doesn't feel cheap, doesn't feel too expensive, so it's just right. And then you got your glove box down here. Here's the lever. You can pull this down and got a small area to store some papers. Okay, now we can put some emphasis on these incredible seats, which really brings out the interior. So as you can see, these are some bright red seats. Now these are not leather, they're not cloth. It's almost like a Alcantara type of material. I'm not sure if you can see that on camera, but it's a very soft feeling texture right here. So you got perforated seats right here on the back of the seat, and you got perforations right here on the seat bottom. And you can see how tall these side bolsters are. So you gotta be very careful when you get in and out of this car. Now, one thing I really do like about these seats is they're all manual. So you got manual recline right there, and then you got the manual forward and back operation by lifting this bar. You basically just lift this bar, can just pull this thing backwards and forwards, and that's all there is to it. I'm not a fan of power seats, so the manual seats is a very good key feature for my interests. As you can see right here on the back of the seat, these bolsters are really deep. So I mean, just look at the depth of those bolsters. I mean, these seats really hold you in place. I mean, once you get in there, I mean, they're very comfortable. So I've taken 2 road trips on this car so far, and you know, I didn't have any discomfort whatsoever. All right, guys, now if you're on the fence of whether or not to buy this car and you have major concern about the seats being uncomfortable, don't feel that way, because these seats, I mean, they're not gonna let you down. Once you're in the seats, I mean, you're gonna forget all about those tall bolsters, and they're really gonna hold you in place. So these things are really, really comfortable, by the way. Okay, now taking a closer look at the center console, the rear console lid right here, this is an Alcantara surface right there, very soft. You got the red embroidery that's captured from the door panels. This lever opens it up. Small little compartment inside there, nothing special. There's actually no USB charging on the inside of that console, by the way. And then moving forward, we got 2 cup holders. As you can see, got some water condensation from a water bottle, but I've had various sizes in here. No concerns about being too tight and whatnot, so just the right size. And then obviously you got the 6-speed shifter right there. And then we've got some AC controls. Very nice feeling controls right here with a click motion. So it feels very high quality, and actually push buttons, which is what I like. So everything is not digital. It's a very nice feature on this car. You got your hazard switch right there. And you got your AC vent controls with this knob. And then we've got the center radio screen right there. We'll get into more details on that later. And last but not least, let's take a look at the driver's side. Okay, so same door panel as the passenger side, nothing to mention here. And the same incredible red seat that the passenger side has as well. Okay, now speaking of these seats, I'm gonna give you guys a demonstration of how I get in this car. It's very tricky. I mean, you can get in the car regularly, but you're gonna wear this bottom bolster out real quick, and this one as well. Okay, now to properly get in these seats, from what I've experienced, is what I do is I put my hand right here and I support my body weight, and I basically lift myself over this bolster, and then I basically settle myself in. So let me go and show you guys how to do this. Okay, so I'll put one hand on the steering wheel, and I'll put one foot inside the car, and then I'll go ahead and put my left hand right here on this trim, support my weight, get my other foot in the car, go over the seat bolster, and then settle in. And now I've settled myself inside the 2024 Type R without causing damage on these side bolsters right here. And then when I get out of the car, I basically reverse the sequence. Take my hand, propel my weight, get out of the car, and then crawl out. And this right here, folks, is the proper amount of pedals a real car needs to have. 3 pedals, gas, brake, and clutch. As you can see, the material on these pedals, it's a very high quality material, because it's like a rubber and metal mix right there. So you got the rubber pads where the black's at, and then the silver is obviously metal, and you got a dead pedal right there. And there's our hood latch right there on the kick panel. And we got 2 blank plates right there. And it looks like this is traction control, and I'm not sure what this button is. This might be radar. We'll get back to that later. And this is the illumination brightness right there. And on the far left side, got another AC vent, and we got a digital cluster. We'll get into all the electronics in another video because it's a lot to cover. The steering wheel is very nice. Got the red H emblem right there for the Type R, so you definitely know what this car is. And then the steering wheel, I don't think the steering wheel is actually real leather. I think it's synthetic leather, because my Acura RSX has real leather and it feels nothing like this. So I believe this is a synthetic leather right here. But they did capture the red embroidery right there on the steering wheel. So that's a very nice feature. And I think the Type R has a black spoke right here. And I think the base Civics might have silver. I can't recall. I need to look at the pictures from when I test drove a Honda Civic Sport. It's a very nice steering wheel, by the way. Perfect diameter. You know, you got your grip indentations right there. So no complaints on the steering wheel. So I'm thinking about getting the Alcantara optional Honda steering wheel. Basically, you can swap this out for the Alcantara unit. So I'm still thinking about that. But this is still a nice steering wheel. All right, taking a closer look at this A-pillar, going down the line. It looks like I got a Bose tweeter right there. So this car is equipped with a Bose stereo, which sounds pretty nice, by the way. And we got a full digital speedometer, tachometer cluster. Okay, and you got your sun visors, nothing special. I mean, it's just a simple mirror with a light. You know, same thing here on the passenger side. You got a mirror and a light. And then right here, you got some lights on the overhead, right above the mirror. Nothing too extraordinary. And then take a look at the rear view mirrors. It's a very simple unit right here. so it's non-auto dimming, but you can upgrade this to a Homelink mirror, which will have integrated garage door controls and automatic on and off auto dimming. So let me know if you guys want to see that upgrade in the future. All right, so just a quick view of the driver's side of the Honda Civic Type R. This is a very impressive car. We'll get into more details later about electronics and whatnot and how to work this stuff, so we'll cover that in an entirely new video. All right, Civic Type R packed away in the garage here, and this is an ample opportunity to go ahead and show you guys the ambient lighting. So as you can see right here on the door panel, you got this thin red LED light right there. That's a very nice accent. And then on the floor well, see if I can show you, but there's a very faint red LED glow on the footwell right there. Let me go inside the car and shut the door, and maybe they'll give you a better idea of what's going on. Okay, so I'm inside the car right here. Obviously I got the door shut, so I don't know if you can see the red LED strip right here on the door panel. That's just a very nice accent when you're driving at night. And here's the passenger side LED footwell lit up with the ambient lighting. It's just a very faint red LED. It's not too overbearing, it's not too light, so it's just right. And then just a view of the passenger side door panel with the red LED strip. Now with this red LED strip on the door panels and then the red LED footwell light, I mean, it just gives the Type R a nice subtle difference that you know that you're in a Type R as opposed to a regular Civic. All right, so I got the map lights turned on. Maybe this will give you a better idea, but there's the red strip on the door panel and then the red footwell lighting right there. Now, I believe the JDM Type R has many options for the red ambient lighting, so you can basically get a red ambient lighting in the door handle, and then also in this little door pocket right there on the door panels, and also right here in the cup holders. I think they got some red rings available for the cup holders. All right, one last look at the red ambient lighting that comes standard on the FL5 Civic Type R. Subtle, yet makes a big difference. I don't know, what do you guys think? Alrighty guys, that wraps up today's video on the Honda Civic Type R FL5 interior tour. And I must say, this car has some quite unique features, whether it's the red seats, the red carpet, or the red seat belts, and the list goes on and on. I mean, it's got some phenomenal features that separates this car from the base Honda Civics. Now, we're definitely going to go over electronics for the infotainment and the gauge cluster in another video, because that's going to have a whole lot more content coming up, and I hope you guys can stay tuned. Anyhow, if you guys like the Honda Civic Type R content, please give me a thumbs up. Thanks for watching, and have a fantastic day.